If you want to invest in Detroit, but you're not quite sure if you want to go in Detroit city proper, but you still want those really inexpensive prices like Detroit, I got a city just for you. I'll be giving you my top reasons why Pontiac, Michigan is one of the best places to invest in Metro Detroit. And if you stay to the end, I'll give you a bonus reason. What's going on? I'm Ed Butler, and if you're new to the channel, I make videos just like this one about living, working, eating, sleeping, and playing in Metro Detroit. I'm also a full-time realtor, and I help people move to the state of Michigan or within the state of Michigan every single month. And if that's something you're looking to do, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and tap subscribe, because I'll be making content just like this one every single week. If you want to know more about buying or selling Detroit, all my information is down below. You can set up a calendar invite to have a chat with me and talk about your real estate needs. And with that, let's hop into the video. So the city I'm talking about is Pontiac, Michigan. It's like a Detroit light. It's like a baby Detroit almost. It's way smaller, but has some of the same demographic characteristics and some of the same uphill struggles that Detroit has faced. Pontiac was actually the third city incorporated in 1818 behind Detroit and Dearborn. Pontiac has a lot of stuff going on for it, and if you're looking for those low prices but don't quite want to be in Detroit, this is probably going to be your best place for sure. Starting off, number one on the list, I have to go with location. Pontiac is in like the perfect location. It's in Oakland County, which is normally just affluent suburbs after affluent suburbs. It homes places like Birmingham, Bloomfield, West Bloomfield, all of that in Oakland County. And oddly enough, Pontiac is surrounded by a bunch of these actually. So on the north, Pontiac borders Auburn Hills. To its east, it borders a little bit of Auburn Hills and a little bit of Rochester. To the south, it borders Bloomfield, and to the west, it borders Waterford. Then if you actually do want to get to Detroit, or you can take I-75 that runs straight down the smack dab in the middle of Pontiac, take it straight down and you'll be in Detroit in about 30 minutes or so. Or you can go ahead and take Woodward and have a direct route straight down to downtown Detroit from where Woodward ends, which is in Pontiac. If you watch any of my videos, you know how much we emphasize the importance of Woodward as being a main hub that all type of appreciation is following. Starting from downtown, working its way all the way up. People living in Pontiac can get to Rochester, Bloomfield, all these different places within 10 minutes. So they're not actually doing their shopping and working and stuff like that inside of Pontiac. They're doing it in the surrounding affluent suburbs. Next on our list, leading into that, is gotta be the prices. The prices in Pontiac are really, really good and very investor friendly. The average price per square foot just rose to $100 per square foot. So if you're not quite familiar with that measurement, that means basically, hey, if you got a 1,500 square foot house, on average, it's gonna be sold for $150,000. Even though it's low numbers there, Pontiac has seen amazing growth throughout the years. Over the last 5 years, Pontiac's average price has doubled. So in 2017, June, the average price in Pontiac was around $64,000 per house. And now as of June 2022, the average price point is right up around $130,000. What's even crazier is I took a look back 10 years ago, and we're talking from 2011, average price point was like $22,000 in Pontiac. So if you got in early, it's a really good return on your investment for sure. All right, another reason that I really like Pontiac for investment is because the rest of the world is starting to see it too. So Pontiac is home to United Wholesale Mortgage. If you're not familiar with them, you will be shortly. They're the #1 wholesale lender in all of America. And their CEO, Matt Ishbia, has been making waves all over the country. He decided that he wanted to take his company and put it in Pontiac and start the revival, somewhat rivaling Dan Gilbert, because they kind of butt heads a little bit, and what Dan has done to downtown Detroit. I feel like Matt is trying to do the same thing in Pontiac, creating kind of a little hub that, hey, everything runs through UWM in Pontiac. But he's definitely put his money where his mouth is, because they spent over $100 million in purchasing and creating their over 1 million square foot facility that's in Pontiac. And actually, they just invested another $10 million this past year to create a sports complex that's open to all of Pontiac residents. Now, it's not just Matt Ishbia and UWM that are making investments in Pontiac. You have another major hitter nationally that decided to put their largest distribution facility in Pontiac. and that's going to be Amazon. Amazon a few years back bought the old Pontiac Silverdome where the Detroit Lions used to play. They bought the entire site of that, tore down the Silverdome, and then recreated a brand new 800,000 plus square foot facility for distribution. This alone has created thousands of jobs in the Pontiac area that a lot of residents definitely could use. And I don't see them stopping short there. And the list of investments and goes on, but those are definitely two major players that are making waves inside the city of Pontiac. They're actively trying to revitalize the downtown area, make it a little bit more easy to access, because right now you have the Woodward Loop. So you go from Woodward and it kind of loops you around the city to go to the other side. It's not that conducive to traffic or to visiting downtown shops. So they're trying to figure out a way to kind of change that up and make Pontiac's downtown a little bit more accessible to the public. And lastly, a bonus pick for you diehards and you true blue investors. You're like, dude, what's the numbers? I understand that the housing prices are cheap, but what are the extra numbers? What can you rent something out in Pontiac for? So that's one number I love too, because of course you got, hey, on average, a 3-bedroom, 1,000 square foot place is gonna be about $100,000, right? But that house will actually rent for about $1,300 on average in Pontiac. And with 48% of households being renters in Pontiac, definitely makes for a very strong rental market. Now you couple that with the low tax rates in Pontiac. I'll give you an example. I bought a house in Pontiac about 2 years ago. It was a 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,500 square foot on 1/3 of an acre. My tax bill for that entire year was $750. Yes, $750 was the tax bill for the house for the year. So Pontiac's low purchase price and that tax rate makes Pontiac a very cash flow strong city. So if you want to learn more about investing in Pontiac or Detroit or any other surrounding metro markets, make sure you go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below. Tap that notification bell so you don't miss any of the videos I put out. And remember, I'm a full-time realtor, and if you ever need help or need someone to have your back on your home buying or selling journey, let me be your guy. And with that, I'll catch you on the next one.